Hello, everybody, boys and girls. Nigel here again. Sorry for the late updates. It was a long weekend. We have Visa Day in Singapore, and my family came over to celebrate my mom's birthday. So that's why we were held up a little bit. And wow, what a crazy time with crypto and especially Terra Luna. And first and foremost, for those of you who are burned badly, I'm so sorry for you. I'm so sorry you experienced that. Crypto can be brutal, and I had I wasn't a participant, or I didn't invest in or speculate in Luna or Terra in the very early stages at all. What happened was that I got into Luna when the depegging happened. So for those who do not know, Luna, Terra, and Anchor Protocol, they're like a trinity where they create a algorithm based stablecoin. And so Terra was the main company behind. Sorry, Luna was the main company behind. Then Terra is the stablecoin UST. And what happened was that when they depegged, because there was a bank run, the price started to drop. And I, trying to be smart, I was trying to to speculate and gamble that the Do Kwon can turn things around. So I started to do dollar cost averaging, and ooh, I lost some money there. I lost about 5-6 grand there, but I went in with it was a gamble on my part. So that's me. But now that things are settling down and I'm looking at it, and there's 6 lessons that I have learned from Terra Luna crash, right? The first thing is that um, crypto is volatile as fuck. Okay, somebody sneeze in US, ta-da, crypto crash. Somebody else want to put up some shit, crypto crash. Somebody else want to push up some shit, crypto boom, pump it, and it's really volatile. So you gotta do your own research and don't just listen to hype. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of rug pulls out there. So if you want to enter into crypto, you must remember it's volatile, and you got to do lots of research because it's unregulated for now. The governments and nations are looking to regulate it, but go in with the understanding that it is volatile, right? Do lots of research, and once you've done your research, right? The lesson number 2 that I learned is that do not keep all your eggs in one basket. I've come across many people who share on their Facebook, their YouTube, Telegram that they lost everything, and it's really heartbreaking. So one of the key things that you must consider is that do not put all eggs in one basket. Whether in crypto or in fiat or in investments outside, let's say for example real estate, whatever, you don't have to put all eggs in one basket. You have to diversify your investments. Okay, and of course, ideally, you must be able to understand your investments. Okay, that's lesson number 2 that I'm reminded of, and I relearned again. And before you go to lesson 3, please remember, if you like this video, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, so stay tuned to what I share for you with you. Okay, moving on. Number 3, this is something that I learned since 2018. So I entered crypto around 2017, and I had quite a nice spike in my investment, my speculation. Then I grew my investment from about 100 200%, and I refused to take profits because I thought, oh, it's going to go up higher. I'll wait. And of course, we all knew what happened in February 2018, I believe, where Bitcoin crashed. The highest Bitcoin I bought then was about 19,000 USD. It crashed to 3K. I'm like, oh my gosh, that was painful. So I realized taking profit is actually a very hard decision and action to do because we have to fight with this thing called greed. It's a what if it goes up higher? What if I can earn more? What if? And we don't think about what if we lose money, but we think about what if I lose out gains. So you see, human psychology, right? We have a big problem on we don't want to lose. Okay, so bearing that in mind, what I do is I do right now. I have this 2 to 5x rule. Depending how aggressive you are, I would rather you do a 3x rule. 3x rule means that let's say you invest $100. Once it becomes, let's say, $200, $300, you take out 100. That means that you pull out all your principal and you let it run without your principal. Then you take your principal and invest in something else. Of course, you do your due diligence. Don't simply gamble, right? So it can be a 2x rule. 2x is probably the most conservative. 2x rule means that once your $100 become 200, pull out $100 immediately, let the $100 run, right? So it depends how aggressive you are. I shall leave 2 to 5x rules for you. For me right now, a sweet spot would be 3 to 5x because I want it to grow a bit more first. But of course, the more you wait for it to multiply, there's higher risk that some adverse event may happen, right? So take profits, really just take it regularly, okay? Remember, if you really need me to point for you, okay, let's do it in between. Let's do a 3x rule. 3x rule means that if you $100 of investment, you get $300, immediately pull out 100. Let 200 run. Okay? That's the lesson number 3. Lesson number 4. I am looking seriously into going into stable regulated assets. So as my money is growing and as I save money, yes, a portion will go into crypto where there's greater capital gains. You're chasing for growth, chasing for capital gains, right? But a portion of it will be put into stable regulated assets. The stable regulated assets, from what I understand, are only a handful, right? Number one would be the property market. So this will be talking about rental properties, or you're talking about capital gain properties. I like cash flow, so I'll look at rental properties for cash flow, stable cash flow. Okay, so that's that one. You can also look at the stock market. Stock market, there's 2. You can look at index funds, ETFs. Index funds, I've shared this before. You know, the Vanguard is wonderful, the S&P is wonderful. You can buy different index funds of the world. Index funds is basically a basket of stocks of the top businesses in that country. For example, in US, there's actually index fund for technology. There's a general index fund. So they just buy a balanced amount of a portfolio across multiple businesses. So it's sort of investing to that country's economy. It's fairly good. From what I checked from the S&P or the Vanguard, they grow about 9 to 12% per year, which is pretty cool actually. 9 to 12% is pretty good. It's not as sexy as Bitcoin, where it can grow hundreds of percent, but it also can lose a lot as well. So you balance it out yourself, okay? Moving forward, a chunk of what I have saved and earned in the future will be going into rental properties as well as index funds. Okay, that's my lesson number 4. Okay, before I go number 5, just a reminder again, please, if you like my video, do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Okay, I look forward to sharing more with you as I learn about passive income, early retirement, and growth. Right? Okay, number 5. It feels as though if you really like crypto and you want to stay in crypto, it feels as though in the end, all roads in crypto leads back to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So Bitcoin and Ethereum will be the chunk of my crypto holdings of whatever I have in crypto. Yeah. But everything will, in the end, I'll convert back to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Even though they fluctuate because of the market movements, but in the end, they hold their value quite well. So if you're like me, you have an itch, right? So say of your total savings, you come out 20% to throw into crypto. So this 20%, 80% of the 20% can go into the blue chip, the main Bitcoin Ethereum. Okay, the 20% that's balance, you can go with high risk stuff. Your Shiba Inu, your Luna. Oh, I like Crow as well. So now you do your own research. But it feels as though Bitcoin, Ethereum of the crypto world are the blue chips, the stable stuff. So a big chunk of my crypto holding will likely be Bitcoin and Ethereum moving forward, you know. And lastly, the most important number 6 lesson that the Luna crash reminds me of is that we all need a side hustle. We need a side job, right? You always have a main job, which is a 9 to 5, but have a side hustle. You know, most of us have 4 weekends a month. That's what 8 days, right? Where you can carve out maybe half of one day or one full Saturday, where you can have a side hustle, where you learn to network, you learn to sell a service, sell a product, and make about $1 grand, $2 grand on the side. This one went to Gwen is wonderful. You can go into your investment properties, you can go into your crypto, you can go into just travels, And I think the most important thing, why I keep harping on the importance of having a side hustle is that not just about monetizing and productivizing your time, your spare time, i.e., don't waste time. But I feel as though that we need to diversify our income because having one main job, even though if the main job pays well, right? But you must remember, it's easy to lose 100% of one main job. If you have a side business, for example, let's say you decide to be a dog walker and you have 20 dogs to walk every single week, right? That's about. And suddenly three of them decide to say, we are going for holiday or we don't want your services anymore. You still have 17 dogs to walk, and in fact, you can grow to beyond 20. You're not capped at just one dog, one income. The key thing about side hustle, side job is that it gives you, it diversifies your income. Okay, you meet more people, and it's an upward spiral. As you meet more people, you serve them more. There's more doors that open for you, and therefore, moving forward, I feel that the correct answer to building more passive income, to retiring early, to building a richer life or having more control, it's to first have a main job, which I won't talk about because your main job is your main job, but I'll talk about side hustles and earning more. Because who knows, right? You start a side hustle, you earn your first $500, $100,000 a month on the side, right? And then who knows, your business scales up. Then what happens is that your side hustle becomes a $2,000 a month or $3,000 a month, where you reach a point that you're like, oh my gosh, my side hustle that I'm doing on part time is matching the income that I'm taking home for my main job. That'd be cool, the skills that you will learn, the people that you'll meet, and the options that you have. The key is the options and the control that you have. And that's the 6 lessons that I learned from this Terra and Luna crash. That's all I have for you today. If you got burned really badly on Terra and Luna, I'm sorry again. Do not despair. Go through the motions, feel the pain, pick yourself up. We go forward from here. Les Brown always say, if you're gonna fall down on your back, where you can still look up, see the stars, then get up. If you can look up, you can get up. That's what you say. For me, I would double down on side hustle because it's something that I can control. I can do more advertising, I can do more marketing, I can sell more products, sell more services, earn more higher, So side hustle is probably the answer to becoming way richer, to have more passive income that you want. That's all I have for you today, boys and girls. Take care. Bye.